Hi, everybody. I'm Kaya. I'm one of the faces behind Regardless of, and today I'll be chatting with Kiera Jordan on her experience with MS. Hi, Kiera. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks so much
I'm
for
doing,
having me. Sorry.
yeah, for sure. I'm doing well, thanks. So, we are doing this in as it's around the same time as Global MS Awareness Day. So we wanted to have this interview with you, Kiera. Could you give us a brief description of what exactly MS is?
So, MS is an autoimmune disease, meaning that it attacks your own body, like your body mistakes everything and it starts attacking itself. So, in MS, it affects the cells in your brain and your spine. So, different cells in your body start attacking the protective sheath, or the myelin sheath is what it's called, over these cells in your brain and spine, which send nerve impulses, like which so like when you take a step or something, like when you're walking, a nerve impulse is sent through, but with me it's cut off and it's jittery because I have all these patches missing.
Okay. So that is one of the ways that it affects you. I know that you mentioned that there are different ways that MS affects people. Do you want to chat about that a little bit?
Yeah, so with MS, like depending on where the lesions or your other cells have attacked this myelin sheath is dependent on what your symptoms are. So, like for me, it's my mobility. For some people, it's the way that they speak. Like it is kind of for me sometimes too when I get tired. For some people, it's the way that they think. Um, it's just different for everyone, but most people have fatigue in common. We all get tired really easily.
Okay. So, some of you that know us know that Kira and I went to high school together. Um, so I've known her for some years now, but I haven't really gotten the chance to hear her whole story. Um, but from what I remember, you had a lot of change due to MS in your grade 12 year. Was that your first experience with MS?
So, my diagnosis story is over a span of many years. My first symptom was what I now know is called the MS hug. That is like, when someone hugs you super tight, like over your stomach, like that's what it feels like. So, my stomach went numb and then it kind of went away. So, I was like, okay, whatever. And then I got my ears pierced and half of my face, like exactly half of my face went numb. And I was like, what the heck? This is really weird. But then it went away. So I was like, oh, okay. And then my vision, which is called optic neuritis, um, it started to go blurry. And that was like what really got me into my MRI, my diagnosis, like all that stuff. The rest is kind of like history after my optic neuritis. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when did you notice the MS hug? You said that that was the first symptom that you experienced. When was that for you?
Honestly, that may, like, I'm really bad at dates, honestly. My mom has like a list of all the dates of all the different symptoms I've had because I've had tons of them. But I think that was probably about like 5 years before my actual diagnosis. But
Okay,
everything
wow.
Yeah, everything like came and then went. That's why it's called relapsing, remitting MS, because it like goes and comes and everything like that.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty crazy. Um, so can you tell us how your physical mobility has changed throughout your journey? Just because it sounds like the symptoms up until your actual diagnosis were really spread out and you weren't really sure what it was. So how did that start affecting your body and the way that you were feeling it and functioning?
So before I got diagnosed, I was still dancing full time. I was a full time competitive dancer. And then at the end of my year dancing, I was doing turns and stuff. And I was like, why am I getting so dizzy doing these turns? Why am I getting double vision and all these kind of weird things? And I was like, maybe it's just because I'm going into grade 12 next year and I'm kind of stressed out. So maybe next year I just shouldn't dance. So then I stopped dancing and then I went to school, but yet it continued, and it continued by like when I was walking in the hallway and everyone would come out, like when the bell rang or something, I would feel like falling over. Like I was like a leaf blowing in the wind, or like that's how I could explain it the best. So yeah, I just felt like falling over, and eventually I needed someone to grab my arm and help me walk in school. And then that led to me using a walker every day. Um, I still use a walker every day. If I compare myself to like where I was like at my lowest point to where I am now, it's like so much better.
That's great.
It's like awesome. I'm still using a walker, and hopefully it keeps going up and I will be back to dancing one day. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so great. I forgot the dancing part, and it just came back to me as you were talking when we were in high school and we were learning the choreography for a chorus line
Right.
together. We were both extras in one of our school's musicals. So Kira and I were dancing together for a little while.
That was
Um,
really fun.
yeah, it
That-
was a really good time.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's really great that you've been improving and everything since the lowest point. Like you've been getting better and the conditions been improving and um you're just doing great. I'm seeing your just how your updates are going on social media, and it's amazing. You have a boyfriend too, which is so exciting. You can talk a little bit about that in a bit. But I was just wondering, since it's been a few years, are there any things that have really been um, really important for you to help cope with the change, whether it's been a person or habits or something that brings you comfort?
I would definitely say my parents. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my parents. If you're talking about an animal, also my dog. I'm an only child, so I have no siblings. Um, yeah, so I would definitely say my family is like a major part. And then all those people that stood by my side through this whole journey, like they have really helped me as well. And then if I'm going to keep on naming off some people, I would definitely say my medical team that I've gained. I would definitely love to thank them for everything that they've done, and I wouldn't be where I am today without them as well. Yeah.
If you're feeling down or if your body is not having the greatest day, what do you sort of turn to bring you comfort and feel better?
Um, Probably I would say I love to like hang out with my boyfriend. That brings me a lot of joy. Um, Going to school has actually really helped me a lot. I love school. Some people don't like school and don't like studying and don't like doing all that stuff, but I love doing all that stuff. And I feel productive when I'm doing that. And I love studying. I know I sound weird, but
No,
yeah,
no, that's totally fine. That's cool. So, what are you studying in school right now?
I'm studying my Bachelor of Psychology. Yeah. So I
Okay.
throughout my MS, I have gained a passion for helping others, and whether that be through counseling, through like neuropsychology or something, I felt that psychology was the most suiting field for me to like learn about other people's brains so I can like help them the best that I can. I
Yeah,
really
that's amazing.
love to help other people's people.
Cool. So, is there anything else you want to share about your journey, about your school, any passions that you've developed? Um, the floor is open to you to share.
I would just say that like if anyone is like dealing with a condition of any kind, like never stop chasing your dreams. And I know that kind of sounds cliche, um, but it's so true. Like you have a life and you're breathing, so live it to the fullest. Um, like keep going to school, keep doing what you want to do. The world is changing and becoming more adaptive and becoming better, like in that in that way, becoming better in that way. Just keep going. Like you've got this. That's all I can say to people. Yeah.
Love it. Do you want to share a bit about your boyfriend? I'm sure he's a really big part of your life and everything. So how he's been a support to you?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of funny. Well, it's not funny because lots of people use dating apps these days to meet. We actually met on a dating app. Um, Lots of people say that dating apps don't work, but I'm quite happy in my relationship, and he has been very supportive with me. He is very helpful and caring and shows me that he cares about me, does everything that he can, and I hope that I am there for like to show him that I am there as much as he is there for me. Um yeah, I know like he goes through his own struggles and I am so there to help him every step of the way too, and he's been a great support of my life. I'm very thankful.
Oh, I love that. So, you mentioned that you have um, a support team called Kiera Soldiers. There was an MS walk. Do you want to share a bit about that?
I decided to start a team this year, and I really was unsure if I should start a team because of COVID-19. And I knew people have been struggling, like in all sorts of ways, like we all have. And I decided to start a team, and because I know that the MS Society needs help as well, like, and I would love to see them completely succeed and help people like me. I decided to start a team. I'm hoping that people will donate, even if they can donate like $1, $5. The team name is Kiera Soldiers 2.0. It's underneath the MS Walk Victoria site, and you can find my name there, Kiera Jordan, and you can also find my team. And if you can donate, that would be awesome. I'm hoping that with all this money that is donated, that they can put it to beneficial research and I can walk one day again just like you. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So that is on the MS Walk Victoria website if you can donate. Um, I think that's a really great cause, and yeah, the research and everything is super important because your disability doesn't define you. It shouldn't change being able to live a fulfilling life, and I don't think it does. I think here is proof of that you're so inspiring. You're so strong for being able to fight through all of the hardships that have come with MS, which by the way we didn't actually say is multiple sclerosis. That's the full name of it. But yeah, I think that you have just been such a great inspiration to people who are fighting MS um, in your life, and how you've been able to overcome it. And hopefully people, even if you're fighting a different physical disability or mental disability, that you'll just keep going and stay strong. You can do this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kiera. I really appreciate you coming to chat with us.
Thanks so much for having me. So glad to be a part of this.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.